Hydrogen fuel factory. Solar cells drive the hydrogen fuel converter. The sun has been shining. Pressure's built up in the tank. That's pushed that piston over. Operated the switch to cut off the hydrogen fuel generator. And there's a tap here which should let it through to here. And there's the fuel cell. Hydrogen is made, runs down that pipe. I open the tap, it runs down that pipe into that fuel cell there. And there's a little storage balloon there for it. And I've got some various gadgets on here just to purge the system of air. I can release air, I can suck air out, pulling that piston there and operating that valve. Basically what you've got's a hydrogen fuel cell powered electric motor. That side makes all the hydrogen from solar power. This side turns hydrogen back into electricity. Drives a motor. And this bottom tank's full of water because the hydrogen was leaking out past the seal on the piston. So what happens is the hydrogen pushes down from the top tank. That forces water out of the lower tank to push the piston over. And by using water, that keeps a tight seal and doesn't leak. Doesn't matter so much with this one because it's only on briefly. And let's see if I can purge this thing out. What I do is I pull the valve over, put that up. There. I've, switching it that way connects the piston to the system. Switching it that way connects this piston to the exhaust. So you switch it that way, pull it out, switch it that way, let it go, it chucks all the air out. Right, now I need to refuel. So I'll open that valve there, because I've just chucked away all the hydrogen. There you go. That fills the balloon up. This, by the way, is an old hydrogen racer kit that you buy on you can get on eBay and other places, and that's what I've made this into. So let's shut that. I'm purging all the air out of it now. Swing it over like that, pull the piston out, see the balloon shrinks. And move the valve over, let the air out. There's the balloon there, you see. Now if I open the valve, fills the balloon up again. I'll put the balloon inside that plastic container to keep try and keep the light off it. It's a bad connection somewhere. This is motor speeding up, slowing down. I have to watch that. But yeah, it's ticking along happily now. And I can see I've been using the hydrogen fuel up, so it's the pressure starting to drop. You have a fun little model. That thing behind, by the way, is under construction. There's a wooden model of a wind turbine for primary school kids. There's a little demonstration of gears there, hand crank gears. And that's the main shaft. The idea is that they'll be able to take it over pieces. There's a hub to go in the front there and some other things. Yeah, this is the main point of interest. The hydrogen fuel factory made from a hydrogen racer, one of the Horizon things. This is the gubbins out of the car. This is the motor I had. And this is obviously the charging station, and it's been rigged up with solar panels and some bits of Fischertechnik. And each one of those is something like a 4-volt solar panel or 3.5-volt solar panel, and they're all wired and parallel. The Fischertechnik do their own solar panels. If you use those, you need about 3 of the newer ones or 6 of the older ones because they're low voltage, although the 6 older ones provide more current because there's more area. But yes, you use 6 of the new ones as well and wire them differently. So you could actually have entirely Fischertechnik solar panels as well. The thing you mustn't do is put too much voltage into that because you basically destroy it. And I've wired it up so the switch here, normally it's either to solar panel or it goes to batteries, so they'll go in the base. I've actually rewired it a little bit so surplus power from the panels will actually recharge the batteries. That does mean, of course, you need rechargeable batteries in there, and it's handy to be able to demonstrate it without switched it off now. And that means the solar panels, even in just ambient daylight, will charge the batteries up in there, which is, I think, enough to give you about a tank full of fuel. They have a very basic demonstration of hydrogen renewable technology. All we need now are lots of solar panels and wind turbines to make the fuel from water, because you break down water. There's water in there, and there's the water in there, and you turn that into hydrogen. You've got plenty of water, all we need is electricity to turn it to hydrogen. And the great thing about hydrogen production is it doesn't actually matter when the electricity is available. So essentially you can take surplus power when it's there and not use it when it isn't. So it's a great way of absorbing surplus wind and solar capacity. But of course, in order to have surplus wind and solar capacity, we need lots of wind turbines and solar panels. So that's my vision of what we'll do with all the energy when solar and wind becomes commonplace. We have it one hydrogen fuel factory and electric consumer. Actually, it should be possible to disconnect the. Got to do this one-handed. Yeah. Unplugged it now. So there's our hydrogen fueled electric motor. I've unplugged the petrol pump, as it were, the hydrogen pump. So we're now running off the fuel stored on that side. Woohoo! There you have it, one hydrogen fuel factory. You see there are slots in the back of that, and hydrogen reacts with oxygen in the air to liberate electrons across the membrane, generates electricity. So the oxygen in the air gets to it via those slots there. And this is essentially a reverse fuel cell that makes electricity. Yeah, it is the Horizon. It's got Horizon there, so it's the Horizon H-Racer Fischertechnik pneumatic set, and electric motor. That's actually a Fischertechnik motor base. It's been cut down because the original motor in there got broken, so I've put another motor in it if you're wondering what that is. But yeah, any low current motor, the Fischertechnik low current motor would work quite happily on this. Doesn't need to be that fancy thing. The Fischertechnik little motor is quite a compact thing. So certainly if you've got a Fischertechnik hydrogen kit, as it happens, Fischertechnik do their own hydrogen fuel cell. It's a different format, so you don't need to take apart an H-Racer, but I had one, so that's what I did. And good stuff, Fischertechnik. A lot of this grey stuff is from the 1970s, childhood. Later Fischertechnik, they've gone to black, red and yellow. This is the base place is modern Fischertechnik, it's black. The old stuff, but pardon me, was grey and red. And in my opinion it looks much better. So there you have it. One. See, the balloon is going down now because the that was full up earlier, but it's going down now because it's been used up in the fuel cell. Nice thing about hydrogen fuel cells is, unlike batteries, you can run them completely flat. It doesn't do them any damage. Batteries need to be carefully managed. Oh yeah, while I'm here, there's a little valve here. This is an old 1970s valve that I use for purging air out of the system. It sometimes comes in useful, but otherwise it's all ticking over quite happily. And I'll just plug the fuel line back in.